May December is a film starring Natalie Portman and Julianne Moore. And it's been nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay at the Academy Awards. And so I've been going through and watching every film that has been nominated at the Oscars. As I said before, as I am reviewing these films for the Oscars, I have to keep in mind what it is that the Academy saw in it. I'm not just reviewing it for what I see in it. I'm reviewing it for why it is in this place. And May December is about an actress who goes to spend some time with, essentially, Mary Kay Letourneau. If you don't know who Mary Kay Letourneau was, she was a school teacher in the 90s who ended up in a long-term relationship with her student that I think lasted until she died, like decades later. So obviously, like, some details have been changed. Like in this film, she wasn't a school teacher. She was like a pet store owner or something like that. And the kid was like working there at a summer or something. But the conceit of the movie is that Natalie Portman is an actress who is there because she is going to be playing Julianne Moore's character in a film. And so she wants to study her for more authenticity. The film, I think, is a very interesting look at like the dysfunctionalities just around somebody who would do something like this, especially somebody who would do something like this to, again, a 13-year-old who is now 36 and they're still together. What kind of relationship that would look like, what kind of systems of abuse and control and stuff like that. But also, the film is kind of an indictment on the actress too. She's not a good person in this film. She starts off being presented fairly neutrally. She is like the viewpoint character, and obviously we're primed not to like Julianne Moore's character. Obviously, we're not going to like her. But even so, just the manipulation is not just with Julianne Moore's character, and we find out just how amoral Natalie Portman's character gets as the movie progresses. And as everyone's lives kind of just start unraveling, because here comes this outsider who's coming in and asking everybody questions about what happened and dredging up old memories. And I think it weaves a really interesting narrative. The music in this film is overpowering, repetitive, and kind of awful. Like, I really hated the music in here. I think the intent for the music is to deliberately unsettle you. If that's the goal, it worked great for that purpose. I hated it. I don't think it's winning any awards for that. And I hated it not just in like an unsettling way, but also in a, oh my God, you're playing that same motif again. And it's like mixed so much louder than the rest of the movie. So I don't know how much of that can be said, oh, well, it was a deliberate choice to unsettle you, versus how much is this is one aspect of the movie that technically we weren't actually very proficient in. Performances wise, Julianne Moore steals the show here. She plays a very emotionally stunted character. She takes on a lisp affect that kind of gives her this very like childlike emotional state. And she, like, throughout the film, she just basically lives in this state of self-delusion where she pretends like she's never done anything wrong here, even as she's confronted by her husband when he's just like, maybe I wasn't, like, maybe I was too young to be being put in a position to make those kind of decisions. And every time she's confronted like this, it's either met with immediate denial or like an emotional breakdown. I think it's portrayed very well, and we get to see both, her children with her husband as well as her children from her previous husband. And just seeing how dysfunctional everyone is there. And it's a story of people who, they're living in a fairly small town. And so basically everyone there is either talking about her behind her back always, or kind of taking pity on her. And so we get to see the ways in which she is enabled or not. It's a pretty heavy subject matter for a film. I would not go in there expecting to just, eat popcorn for 2 hours. I would go in there expecting a film that touches on really deep issues, doesn't really have any kind of like satisfying payoff and you really just walk away from the movie thinking almost everyone in the film is just a bad person, but not in a way that is like condemnatory of just humanity as a whole. It's just, we're all kind of a mess. I think, you know, writing wise, since it was nominated for Best Original Screenplay, I think it weaves a very, very good tale there. And I can understand why it was nominated. Honestly, I think Julianne Moore probably should have been nominated as well. I would give this one a watch. I was actually very, very impressed with it. Just know what you're getting into with it.
Hey, thanks for watching. Your view means a lot. Don't forget to toss me a like and subscribe and ring the bell. And drop a comment below telling me what you thought of the video. I stream Mondays and Fridays at 5 p.m. Pacific, so catch me live and join in on the convo. You can find all my socials in the description below, and thank you to all my patrons with a very special shout out to my Whale Shark tier patrons Ryan D and James Knight, and my Anemone Friend tier patron Piftle Cakes. Your support means the world. Catch you next time.